Rhoda, and this is Kim Trees, my stakeholder. I'm doing a project report on creating a training program for dyslexia interventionists at the Clinton School District. Okay, so I wanted to create a program for dyslexia interventionists because there are not enough interventionists K through 12. To start with this, the project background would be to tell you that dyslexia has nothing to do with IQ. It's neurological, and that some of the characteristics would be mirror reading, reverse letters, reverse numbers, and reduced reading comprehension. So you don't have to, you can read the stuff, but you can't pull it back out to learn what that is. The dyslexia interventionists at Clinton, there are 98 children K through 12 that receive the dyslexia interventions. That doesn't mean that that's all the kids that are dyslexic K through 12. There are more than that, but just 98 of them chose to have interventions. You have to have parental consent before you can give the dyslexia interventions. There are 5 dyslexia interventions in the elementary. 2 of the 5 travel to the junior high and the high school. And one of the 2 is Kim Trees, who is our dyslexia specialist K through 12, so that's all 3 campuses, and she's also my stakeholder who is here today. The main issue is that the junior high and high school need their own interventionists, so that Kim and the other interventionists do not have to travel among the campuses. So how do we make this happen? The purpose of this project is to increase the number of dyslexia interventionists K through 12, and that would be keeping the cost of training down if we could do that here on our campus and do what we can with our training here. So, let's see. Okay, so our main problem is that we have 5 specialists on our elementary campus, and we have no specialists that are classified staff on the junior high and high school campuses. There are classroom teachers that perform the interventions, but because they're classroom teachers, they are blocked out and they can't pull kids like we do here at the elementary. So the kids are not being seen as often as they should be seen. That is why Kim and the other interventionists go to the junior high and high school. There are not enough interventionists trained in Phonics First and Barton, and the Phonics First we'll discuss and the Barton we'll discuss separately, because Barton is something that we can train the junior high and high school on without having to pay out a bunch of money. So Kim Trees is being spread too thin because she is our dyslexia specialist K through 12. She also does elementary interventions, and which is whole, like small group, and she also does one-on-one for Barton, and then she goes to junior high and high school and does the same thing over there.
And I'm a tester.
And she tests K-12 for dyslexia interventions. So my research method was I decided to send out a survey to the elementary staff. Since Kim Trees is primarily elementary, or supposed to be, when she's not being pulled to the other campuses, they would be the demographic I needed to contact to see what they thought, because those are her actual work colleagues. My first question was, do you feel we have enough dyslexia interventionists to take care of the amount of kids the district has K-12? How important a dyslexia training and intervention training program would be for the junior high and the high school? Do you feel our elementary would be capable of performing a dyslexia training program for the junior high and high school? And do you know what Kim Trees does for the Clinton School District? The answers to all of the top questions were overwhelmingly yes. And so that shows that the elementary knows that there are not enough dyslexia specialists or dyslexia interventionists K through 5 let alone 6 through 12. And so the reason why I asked the next question, what does Kim Treese do for Clinton School District, was because the elementary staff doesn't realize that she travels among the other campuses, that she just stays in the elementary building. But she doesn't. She does the testing, the interventions for K-12. And so when I asked that question, I got the answers that I thought I would get. Regular classroom teachers and some of the other teachers said that she was a dyslexia interventionist for the elementary, which is true, but then it stopped there. The only people that answered what she actually does were the two principals and Kim Treese, and that would be, she's the dyslexia specialist, the tester for dyslexia, she does the interventions K through 12, and that is the point that I was trying to get across, was that you're just spread too thin and there's not enough people to go around. The district concerns. So the number one concern for any program, I would assume, would be cost. And that was what we took into consideration while I was thinking, brainstorming, how can we help Kim Treese out? How can we help the dyslexia interventions K through 12 out? The number two concern was, how do we help Kim Treese lighten her workload? Well, the answer to that would be to get more interventionists. That way she can perform her interventions on the elementary, at the elementary building, and then she could do her testing as needed. The number three concern is this something that the district really needs? And all of my answers came back yes whenever I sent out my questionnaire, that this was something that the whole district needs. So the purpose of this solution is to have the 5 dyslexia interventionists from elementary train the junior high and high school classified staff in Barton. Barton is an Orton-Gillingham program that works one-on-one with a child with dyslexia. Usually it's someone who's a little more intense than someone else, and those kids are done in Phonics First or small group like that. Barton training could be hosted here on our elementary campus because it is essentially free. We would have to set up a room because the videos are all online, and we can do our training with the junior high and high school staff that way. So is my solution to this problem feasible? Yes, I really believe it is. The executions plan is easy. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just to make sure that we get permission from admin on whether we can do this or not. And that would be hosting a Barton training, which would still alleviate you and the other interventionists, and it would open up so much more because they don't actually do the Phonics First in the junior high and high school. But that would still give you guys a lot of time back here at the elementary and not junior high and high school. So the cost of this would be, the Barton training, like I said, is essentially free. The videos are online. We would have to make copies of the books 1 through 10, and we have to get the manipulative tiles to use for the program with each child. Other than that, we have a free room, so we don't have to worry about buying a space or having to host somebody. But that is where the problem with Phonics First comes in, is it is $1,200 a person. You have to host the person that's coming in. They're usually from out of state. Then you have to work in snacks, pencils, paper, note-taking stuff. We do have a room for this, so that would be free, but the rest of it we would have to talk to admin about. Now, on the positive side of the $1,200 is you get a week's worth of training from 8 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you get a small group kit, which includes all your manipulatives you need to execute that program. So to me, it's very feasible as long as we could get the $1,200 per person. And I don't know what they feel about the $1,200.
Okay.
The execution of this project is urgent, and it would be great if we could execute it by the start of next school year. That way we don't take away from classroom time. That way that the teachers or the classified staff that are being trained have a week in the summer to take care of this business. They come fresh at the beginning of the school year knowing how to execute these programs. Okay, so do you have any questions or concerns?
Actually, I think this was very thorough. You did a very good job.
Well, thank you very much.